All right, welcome to the Degenerate Gamblers. We're in week 6 of college football. Real quick, man, if you like what you see, if you've been with us on the Discord, you know the deal because this is the fifth week in a row that we've banked in college football. Look, go to Whop.com, WHOP.com, join the Degenerate Gamblers, go to how we do it YouTube, sign up, $24.99 a month, join for a month or two, you can't beat it. We've been on fire with Major League Baseball, hit the Chicago Cubs and Detroit Tigers yesterday. My Yankees are done. They're gone. They're back. They're in Florida. What are you going to do? Toronto's good. That's the bottom line. That team is solid. They beat our ass. But let's get into college football because that's what we do here. That's what this show is. We're doing college football today. Before we start, last Saturday was the 5th week in a row. I'm 5-0 with max bets. I've made money in college football 5 weeks in a row. I haven't lost yet. I made money in all 5 weeks, and it's because of these max bets. I had a max bets last week. If you listen, I told you which game it was. I said it was the Boise State Notre Dame game. Line was 21.5. They lost by 21. And that's what we call money in the bank. Because I wrote on the Discord, and if you join the Degenerate Gamblers, we have a Discord, people all over the country. I said again, I'm betting a few mortgages on this game. I'm loading up the truck, and I did. I bet an awful lot of units, which is why we're up for 5 weeks in a row. But let's get to college football right now. Man, this is crazy, Steve, because there's 4 games tonight. Out of the 4 games, there's one I really like, 2 I really like, one I like, and one I'm a little bit so. Tonight is a good night for making money betting. I mean, if you follow, and I've followed these teams for years and years, the first game, right off the bat, I think it's 7 o'clock, you got Louisiana Tech going into Kennesaw State. So Kennesaw State's a team we've bet a couple times this year, made money on. We bet them against Wake Forest. They lost by 1. I mean, tonight they're playing Louisiana Tech at home. I'm going to be honest with you. This is the first night I will not bet Kennesaw State. I'll take Louisiana Tech on the road. They're 5-0 against the spread. 5-0 against the spread. So I will take them tonight at Kennesaw State. Louisiana Tech lost earlier this year, 23-7 to LSU. They were in that game. They have talent. Have you looked at that game at all, Steve?
No.
I can see why.
Yeah, but good teams win, great teams cover.
Yeah, I like it. I like this game a lot. I think that Louisiana Tech has a good chance to go in and win by more than a touchdown. I will use that. I'm going to use it in my Wild Man Parlay. I'm going to start right off Thursday, man. Wild Man Parlay.
Kennesaw State had actually opened up the season with 2 juggernauts. I mean, I say juggernauts, but 2 Power 4 teams, Wake Forest and then Indiana. So they've been kind of battle-tested here. But like you said, Louisiana Tech only lost to LSU by 13 points.
They're 5-0 against the spread, and they actually play pretty well on the road. And that's the thing. And they have good players. They have NFL talent players on both sides of the ball. It's a very good team. Kennesaw State is rebounding. I mean, they're having a great year coming off that debacle last year where they fired their coach midseason. I like Altech. That's a good game. And the next game I like, oh my God. I'm drooling here. You got East Carolina plus 6.5 going into Tulane. Okay? Tulane beat Duke, beat Northwestern. There's a lot of 1AA teams that would beat Duke and Northwestern. They're terrible, both of them. Tulane's 3-2 against the spread. Eastern Carolina 4-1 against the spread. Eastern Carolina played Brigham Young, BYU, who has a chance to go to the college playoffs this year if they come out of that Big 12 untarnished or maybe with a loss. But they played them very tough. East Carolina is plus 6.5 going into Tulane. And before I tell you who I like, well, you know I like East Carolina, but you like anyone in this game, Steve?
Under, Howie. Under. Actually, I gave everybody a 5-unit play last night with the 2 games that were on last night. Both unders hit. So if you bet it, you're up 5 units going into Thursday night. I like the under in this one, Howie. I think both of these teams they're 1-4 and 2-3 against the over/under this year. These games seem to, Howie, I'm echoing again. I think it's your headphones.
Maybe it is.
It happened last week too.
Now, why would that be my headphones?
I don't know. Well, I'm on echo again.
You got echo cancellation?
It's on.
Jesus. So the only way that I can see to do this would be I just unplug the headphones.
Let's see. Nope, still fucking.
Yeah, man. I don't know. You're echoing, man.
Son of a bitch.
I can't tell from here, but evidently they said, I don't know, maybe turn the mic sideways. I know shit about technology. I'm sitting here drinking a can of Why Not.
Why not?
Have you ever heard of it? It's
No.
organic fruit soda. It's got pomegranate and cucumber. And it's the worst shit I've ever tasted in my life. I mean, I might as well be crushed. It tastes like crushed up grass.
I don't think I'm echoing anymore.
Maybe we figured it out. I don't know.
We figured it.
Maybe I had enough booze at my reunion this weekend where I can't even tell.
How was it?
Permanent damage.
Did you see some just old?
I saw some old crusty snapper, but I'll tell you what, there were some of the gals have kept in shape. I mean,
That's good.
They put a whole new meaning into 50-year-old poon. It's amazing. I saw a couple girls who I haven't seen in years, and I mean, I'm like, I would take you out behind that, dumpster right now if my girlfriend and wife wasn't with me. But even if she's here, I have no values or ethics, so who knows? But it got wild. It got really wild. I had a few drinks before. Took a Viagra and just went to the reunion. And my girl said, why would you take a Viagra before a reunion when we're going to be sitting and talk? I go, that's why. Because it just gives me confidence to talk to a lot of the girls that shot me down in high school. And I feel if I can talk to them about politics with full wood, or why
full duct tape? Do you duct tape it to the leg?
Oh, there's no such thing, man. I just go.
Okay, you just wear it out Don Burgundy style.
I'm wearing Don Johnson's 80s Miami Vice style. I don't care. I'm just poking chicks left and right. I'm trying to get 10 to 20 after a high school reunion. It got crazy. But so tonight, Eastern Carolina goes into Tulane. I'm going to tell you why Eastern Carolina is going to cover this game, probably win. Because week 1, Tulane covered the spread. Week 2, they didn't cover the spread. Week 3, Tulane covered the spread. Week 4, they didn't cover the spread. Last week, Tulane covered the spread.
So what are they going to do this week?
They're not going to cover that spread. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. This philosophy.
Patterns, Howie.
Hey, they're 4-1. They're good. They put a beat down on Army. This team's good. They play BYU tough. First half especially. BYU had one big quarter. Tulane's in trouble tonight. And I mean, guys, I'm giving you 2 games right now. I'm telling you, take the 2 away teams early, Louisiana Tech, Eastern Carolina. Before you get into that, you get to Jacksonville State -7.5 against Sam Houston. That's the 3rd game. Sam Houston's 0-5 against the spread. They're terrible.
Terrible.
They're categorized as a bad team. They suck. If you're going to do that, if you're going to take Jack State, get them down to 6.5. By the point. So if they win by a touchdown, you're not crying. And then, you know what? I'm doing something first time I've done in a long time. Southern Miss is -3.5 playing at my old stomping grounds, Georgia Southern. If you've listened to the Degenerate Gamblers, if you're on our Discord, you go to Whop.com, you join the Degenerate Gamblers. You go to How We Do It, you join. You get on our Discord. You would know that we loaded. One of my max bets this year was Georgia Southern over Maine. Okay, they thumped Maine. Tonight they play Southern Miss at home in Statesboro. Eagles are at home. Southern Miss is -3.5. Georgia Southern's in trouble. They're in trouble. It's not the same consistent team that we've seen. They don't play great D. I don't like this game a lot, but if anything, I'll take Southern Miss to 2.5, and I like every road game tonight. I like all road teams tonight. Does that make me a road whore? I guess it does. So I'll here and I'll drink this pussy organic fruit soda.
Why not?
Happily. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm drinking this before the fluid hits my tongue. I can smell just cow pasture. That's what it is. It's just cow pasture. It just, wow, that's some bad shit. So that's what we have tonight, guys. We just gave you a rundown. We gave you some picks, and I'm telling you, those first two games, I like them. I'll be going hard in the paint. Are they max bets? No, I do have a max bet. I'm not telling you. I'll give you a hint. It's Saturday at noon. I'm going for 6-0 in max bets, and I'll be backing up the truck again, man. I already called my kid and said, look, if this doesn't hit, you can't go to college next semester. You better get a job because, I mean, it is what it is. There's a game I like at noon tomorrow that I'm trying to go 6-0 with max bets. But let's talk about Friday night. Let's talk about tomorrow night. Then we got a great game, Steve. We got Rutgers at Washington. Washington coming off that loss against the Ohio State. You got Rutgers plus 10.5 on the road. Rutgers played Iowa and Minnesota tough. What do you like in this game? Because I'm leaning one way.
It's a tough travel, Howie. To me, you're going Friday night, 9 p.m. kickoff. Midnight for those kids in their minds, right?
Yeah, but they're out there right now. They're out
there. Washington beat a good Maryland team last week. They played Ohio State tough as anybody has played them yet this year. Rutgers is, I don't know, man, coming off a bye.
Listen, I've been watching Rutgers.
This is a home team.
I've been watching Rutgers for 20 years. And one thing I've learned is it's one team in the Big Ten that has no home field advantage. Rutgers plays better on the road. They have the best offense they've had in years this year. Their defense sucks. Their defense is terrible.
Give up tons of points.
They'll go up 14-0 on you, and a minute later it's 14-14. They just don't play D. But I'm going to tell you this.
Howie, Iowa scored 38 points against Iowa.
That's Rutgers. Washington should score 48 points tonight. But I'm telling you, I can see this right now. I can see this score 48-38. This is the kind of game that Rutgers covers. They might even go up 20. Here's what I'm doing, fellas. I'm telling you what I'm doing. I'm going to take Rutgers plus 10.5. And I'm telling you right now, the second they go up, or the second that line live goes to Rutgers plus 3 or Rutgers plus 4.5, I will turn around and bang these shit out of the Washington Huskies. This is going to be a deal tonight where I don't even care if I make a penny on it. But I'll bet Rutgers as an underdog, and hopefully live in-game, I will turn around and take Washington and try to middle it. That's what I'm going to do.
Like it.
And I just found 4 screws in my pocket.
Get Huskies team total over 35.5 right now.
That's what Washington is?
Yeah.
You got to take that. That's a hell of a bet. I might toss that in a parlay, Steve, because they're not going to have problems scoring out of Rutgers.
No. Nope.
At home, coming off the Ohio State loss, they're going to light it up. I like that. They may have 35 at the half. And Rutgers might have 30.
Greg Schiano's going to have to have these boys blowing lines before the game, taking the old school Xenadrine, get them pumped up for that late night kickoff.
Yeah, you're out in Washington. But that's going to be an interesting game. I think that's going to be a fun game to watch. I think Rutgers pulls trick plays. I think Rutgers puts points up.
Mm-hmm.
But, it'll be tough. But this is the kind of game Rutgers scores. Like I said, I'll take Rutgers. And if they can honestly get a lead, which they seem to come out quick, they come out of the gates every game. If they come out of the gates and score 1 or 2 on Washington, all of a sudden they're +3 or even, I will load the Huskies. So that's where we are tomorrow night. Saturday. We got to talk about this game first. Oh my God, I can see this game already, how it's going to go down. Army is at home against Charlotte. Army looks, they had a nice win last week.
Mm-hmm.
They look to be back, in form. But Charlotte is terrible. They're one of the teams that suck. Their only win is...
I got home last week with Southern Florida beat up on the 49ers.
Yeah, it was a beat
them up.
But in the only win they have of the year is against my boy who I went to college with, his brother, Coach Callahan at Monmouth, who's done a great job there. FCBS, 1AA. Charlotte beat them 42-35. They should have lost. Monmouth had them beat. Charlotte should have lost that game. Only win of the year. Now, listen, people. The line is -17.5. I'm telling you now, take it down to 16.5, because I'll tell you what I may do, Steve. I may try to bet this exact line. I can see Army winning the Charlotte game by 17 points. You heard it here. You heard Nostradui. Army will win this game by 17. You're going to see something like, yeah, I'm telling you, I've seen it before. This is the kind of game they win by 17. So I'll probably take it down. I mean, percentage-wise, Army has more of it. Charlotte's not going to be able to stop that.
No.
They're not going to stop the triple option. So we get into noon game, Steve, and there's one that I do have a max bet on. I'm not going to talk, but let's go. You start. Who you like on Sunday, baby?
I'm looking at this line, Howie. I'll tell you right now, Bama. I like Bama going on the road. They're looking good offensively. They're looking great. Ty Simpson's looking like a Heisman Trophy candidate right now. They struggled week 1 against Florida State. I know Missouri is well coached with Eli Drinkowitz there, but I don't know. Bama, I think, has kind of flipped that switch, right, and turned it on.
Why did you have to pick my max bet game out of all the noon games? You just went right after my one game.
That's the only line that doesn't scare me. I'll give you a game that the line, I think it stinks. I think Ohio State and Illinois. I think Illinois at home getting 2 touchdowns and a hook.
That's a shitty game. I know. That game could go either way. Illinois could lose by 10 or Ohio State could win by I don't have a lean on that game. Listen, you people listening, you better join up now. You got to join. Go to whop.com and join, because I'll give you the max bet. Fuck it. Steve called it out. Alabama's -3.5. I will bet one of my kids. I'll probably bet my youngest son, and I will take Alabama. I'll take it down to 2.5. I'll never, because I'll never take bet 3.5. I always bet. If it's 3.5, I'll take it down to 2.5. It's what I do. It's -136. Not much of a difference. But I am betting the house. FanDuel actually has a 50% boost. You can take Alabama -2.5 and get it to +111 on FanDuel. I am all over Bama, and I'll tell you why. That's my max bet of the week. You heard it. Listen, Alabama is a true SEC team.
Mm-hmm.
Tested decades and decades. Bear Bryant. All the Missouri's not. Missouri's still a Big 12 team. You can say what you want. They're in the SEC, blah, blah, blah. And Bama's going to go on the road. And I think they probably win by 2 touchdowns, maybe 10. They pull some guys late. But I'll take a -2.5, and that'll be my max bet. I'm going for 6 weeks in a row. And I looked at every single game up and down, and Steve, that game just shot out at me.
Everything. That was the one. I'm like, that's the one. That's the only game right now, today, at this moment, that I feel like that's where I'm going to throw the hammer.
Bama's running the ball like nobody in the country right now. The QB's playing great. The D is solid. Missouri doesn't have the studs. They don't. I mean, it's a good team. Undefeated. Haven't really beaten anyone. Bama's played a much tougher schedule already. I'm not even going to talk about it. That's my max bet of the week.
Sorry, I ruined it.
Yeah, it's all right. The
Gave it
people
away.
know we gave you one.
Gave-
So you people at home, you know, if you're living with a wife, don't piss her off. Just drain the account before she knows it. You'll have
Good
that
luck
money
with
right
that.
back in there. That's what we do with the degenerate gamblers. So we have some games coming up at noon. Stanford's playing SMU. Stanford's plus 18.5. They are terrible. SMU
got $50 million donated for the program to try to boost.
I don't think it's hit yet, though. It's like that's a checks in the mail deal. I mean,
Howie, do you know who their head coach is?
It's I know who their general manager is.
Quarterback, former NFL quarterback.
No, he's not the head coach.
Greatest.
GM.
Frank Reich.
I'm sorry, Frank Reich's the quarterback, and the kid from the Colts is their GM.
Yeah, the Colts is the GM. Yeah.
I had too many concussions, and I got to retire. That guy.
Oh. But Frank Reich's the head coach.
Yeah. Frank Reich is, yeah. They don't have any players, man. I've seen them all. I saw them when they were playing out Hawaii earlier. They have nothing. So SMU's probably going to roll. We get to the other noon game, Pittsburgh, Florida State. This game scares the piss out of me. I can't bet Florida State. I can't bet them plus 10.5.
They stuck it up our ass the last 2 weeks.
Pitt's got a good defense.
Pitt isn't as good on the road. If this was at home, if this was at Pitt, I would say you gotta take the points here with the Panthers, right? And I'm not going to give a Florida State homer play on this. This is a game that's going to make or break Florida State's season, right? If they don't come out and show that they're the team that beat Bama week 1, they're going to be in a lot of trouble moving forward, even though their schedule isn't that good. They're lucky they get Pitt on the road this year. I don't know how Pitt's 0-1 against the spread this year. To me, it's just Doak Campbell's a tough place to go in and play.
Yeah,
fall back last.
But Pitt's got a good squad. They lost that one game in their rival against West Virginia, which was weird.
And then barely lost to Louisville, who's supposed to be, probably number 2 in the ACC. If I don't know.
It's a tough game. Tough game.
The line kind of would lean me towards Pitt, but I'm not going to do that.
The next game at noon, I do like UCLA coming off that emotional beatdown of Penn State, which nobody saw coming. No one in the country saw that coming. And UCLA is home plus 8.5. Steve, I will buy 2 points and take Michigan State to minus 6.5, and I'll take that all day, every day.
Shout out Smitty.
Yes.
Smitty.
We're all over Sparty this weekend, man. I mean, I love that game. I think it was an anomaly last week.
Mm-hmm.
I've said from day one on here, if you listen, I've said Penn State is the most overrated team in the country. I said that on Pod 1 this year, college football.
If I ever post on that Discord ever again, Whop.com, sign up, Degenerate Gamblers, that anything that has to do with Penn State or James Franklin, you have my permission to club me over the head with a baseball.
You can't. Man, I've watched them for forever, and I've made more money betting against Penn State than I have betting against any team in the country, maybe Notre Dame, over the years. So, yeah, I like Penn State here. I mean, I like Michigan State beating UCLA, especially coming off that emotional win.
Take a look at the over. I'm probably gonna have a play on the over. I've been putting in pick 6 parlays. I've been calling it for the noon games, trying to get us with alt lines, trying to get us, off to a good start on Saturday. I hit last week.
You've been crushing over-unders.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to move the line a little bit down, maybe to 51.5, something like that. But I'll definitely be putting that in the pick 6 parlay on the Discord Saturday morning.
Do you like any other noon games?
Nothing's really standing out to me right now. Cincinnati looked good last week. Now you're laying 10.5 at home. I was not a believer in Iowa State, so maybe you kind of steal one here with UCF getting 10.5, but I don't have a strong lean on it right now.
12:45, Steve. There's one that really hits me. Washington State, we actually played decent last week at home. Or was it 2 weeks ago? I don't remember. But they're playing at Ole Miss, 4 in the country, Lane Kiffin. The line is 32.5. They're going to win by 50. Because Lane Kiffin, this is him. He's a rotten bastard.
Scumbag.
He is one of those that they'll be up 35-0, and he's going to be in halftime. He'll be saying, I want to score another 35 points. You know what? Jimmy Chitwood, I want you to throw for 700 yards to set the record today.
Mm-hmm.
He's a guy that will run it up against a shit team like Washington State at 12:45, and that's why I like it. The only other game I like, because it's a weird spread, is Saturday at 3:30. We had Boise State. That was our bet of the week last week. They covered against Notre Dame. I like NC State plus 22.5 to cover again at Notre Dame.
It's a lot of points.
Too many.
It's a lot of
And it's
points.
NBC and Notre Dame. It's Notre Dame,
Yes.
Joe Public, everybody and their mother. Half my relatives are betting Notre Dame because they like the style Notre Dame. It's too many. That line should be like 15, 16, 17, not 22.5.
No, I agree. I think it's too high. I think, maybe the lines makers are looking at their last 2 Power 4 games, NC State losing to Duke and losing to VTech, but I don't know. It's a lot of points. It's a lot of points.
Another game, people, pay attention. Look, just join the Degenerate Gamblers. Go to Whop.com. Join up for 1 month. You don't like it, leave. $24.99. We've made money 5 weeks in a row. When we crushed the NFL, which we're coming on in about 10 minutes and doing. But look, listen. There's a game at 3:30 on Saturday. And I told you about Army. I told you about that Army-Charlotte game with the line of 17.5. I said Army will probably win by 17. By the point. Here's another one, people. Virginia Tech's going down to Atlanta. They're playing the Rambling Wreck, 13 in the country. Georgia Tech's minus 14.5. I've seen this so many times before. Watch them win by 2 touchdowns. You better buy the point. If you like Georgia Tech, buy the point, because I can see Georgia Tech winning by 14. I like them at home. I think they come out. They had to do everything they could on the road to beat Wake Forest. They played terrible. I think they get their shit together and they play well this week.
Coming off a bye at home.
Give me another 3:30 game, Steve. What do you like?
I mean, you got the game of the week probably with Indiana and Oregon, 2 top 10 teams, 2 Big Ten teams. At Oregon, they kind of left out with their schedule this year, getting these big games at home so far. I don't like the number. I do not like the number.
What about 6.5, Steve? You like 6.5?
It's like I almost want to. Kirk Cignetti is a guy that it's like I don't want to bet against him. I know they struggled against Iowa last week, but was it a look ahead because they knew it was coming up this week? I am not sold on Oregon. You beat a Penn State team that just lost on the road last week to UCLA, quite arguably one of the worst teams in college football up to date before that kickoff. Who else did you play? Northwestern? Well, you just told us what we thought about Northwestern, and you beat the Hags off of Oklahoma State, who fired their coach.
The one thing I will say about Oregon is, if you listen to the pro scouts, they have a shitload of NFL talent on both sides of the ball. They still are the team to beat. And I could see them. And what have they covered? They've covered what? 4 out of 6?
4-1.
4-1.
Yeah.
I can't bet against Oregon at home because they're going to be. Indiana could be in trouble here. With that being said, I'm not taking them at 7.5. I'll buy the point.
Yes.
I'll buy the point, 6.5. They got one by touchdown.
Get it under that number.
Yep.
Get it under the number 7.
At 3:30, another game I like a little bit. I like UNLV laying 6.5. Air Force coming off that unbelievable. They played great against Navy last week. They played almost a perfect game and lost at home. Very lucky. Lost by a field goal. I'll take you. It's an emotional loss. I like UNLV. I think they probably put it on Air Force this week. The biggest rivalry in college football, Oklahoma, Texas. Texas probably out of the playoffs already.
Red River rival.
Yeah, I mean, they say the quarterback from Oklahoma is coming back.
Yeah, John Mateer. I think something came out this morning. Let me look it up quick. But he's pushing to get back for this game. Don't know if that's kind of a ploy by Brett Venables to kind of say, "Oh, game plan for Mateer," and then he doesn't play.
Yep. Another game I like Tennessee blowing out Arkansas at home. Arkansas not as good as I thought they would be. I do like them at home. They kind of have to win, make a statement here. They're sitting right there at number 12. I like a minus 12.5 against Arkansas.
Yeah, another team that just fired their head coach.
Yeah.
Tennessee at home is tough.
You want an interesting one? Look at 7:00. Iowa at Wisconsin. The over/under is 35.5. I'll take the under.
I take the under.
That score is going to be 17-14. I mean, neither of these teams, they don't do shit on offense. Florida's, after that big game last week, Florida beats Texas last week. Now they go at Texas A&M, minus 7.5. They're getting set. I don't know about that game. That game scares me all over the place. I have no idea.
Another line that just, to me, I'd buy the point, right? I'm not sold on Florida. They beat a very bad Texas team. Texas.
Yeah, you're right. Another game I do like. Georgia's playing at Auburn, minus 3.5. I'll take them minus 2.5. I think the Dogs come back and beat Auburn on the road.
I agree.
I think so.
And it's a low number. It's a number that maybe you want to get underneath that.
Here's another one, people. Kansas at Texas Tech, minus 14.5. Texas Tech. I love Texas. I love this team. This team, in my opinion, is probably top 4 or 5, and they're 9. They're that good. Both sides of the ball. And Texas Tech's minus 14.5. You got to take it down to 13.5 because I can see them winning by 14.
5-0 against the spread this year. Texas Tech is. I was on them last week.
Yep.
I think I got them at minus. It opened at like 11.5. I think it went up to 13.5, but still, it did. Still got it at 13.5. They dominated Houston.
And another one you got to look at. South Carolina, the Gamecocks go to LSU, number 11 in the country. LSU has to make a statement. This is a night game, 7:45. The place will be nuts. South Carolina is in trouble.
Howie, do you see their schedule coming up?
It's brutal.
You go LSU, Oklahoma, Alabama, Ole Miss, Texas A&M. Oh, and then you get a break. You get Coastal Carolina and then Clemson in your rivalry game. I mean, if they might one win. They're looking at that schedule. Juggernaut.
It is. Now, do you like any other games?
There was a late game, actually, I was looking at. You mentioned them earlier. BYU, Arizona. I like that game right now. The line, Arizona's only laying, BYU's only laying 1.5 in that game. So odds makers are telling you they believe in Arizona here.
The tough at home.
Yeah. So that's a game definitely to look at. Probably be on my radar. 8:00 kick, and then you got the 10:30 kickoff with Arizona State and Utah. I think Utah's looking to, they're minus 5.5 at home against a ranked Arizona State team. Weather's supposed to be shitty in that one, Howie, is what I'm hearing. So maybe look at the under 48.5.
Yeah. Maybe I'm looking at FanDuel down to 47.5. So that's where it's headed.
Yeah.
That's where it's headed. And we'll have a play on New Mexico, Boise State, 9:45 later. But look, guys, college football, we're banking this weekend. This is going to be a good weekend. I've been studying and making calls on so many of these games. I gave you the max bet of the week. I haven't done that yet. I made it. I had to do it because Steve brought it up. So we're going to Alabama.
Sorry.
Max bet. I'm betting the house on it. If they don't win or cover, I'll be staying with you, Steve. So
I got room.
We're leaving college football. we're going into NFL, but we can't do NFL until we bring in the man. Here he is, the genie, a genius. I just called Mehul a fucking genie. That's got to be as racist as ever I've said on. That's just. Here he came. He came in on a carpet. He's about to give you winners left and right. The genius, the NFL guru, Mehul Patel, and we're getting right into it. Listen, last week I had my best week ever betting NFL. I was plus 9 units, no bullshit.
Oh, I was with you. I toned it down like I told you guys I was gonna do via text and followed your plays. Man, you were on fire.
Yeah, our week, other than the Jets screwing us all.
You can't bet the Jets. Can't bet the Jets.
I learned my lesson. I mean, I did not double down on the New York teams, thankfully. It was just the Jets. So it wasn't too bad, but I won't do that again.
Yeah, they're just I put something out last week and I said, I really think the Jets have a good chance to not win a game this year.
That I don't agree with. That's your pure hatred for the franchise that you have dedicated your fanhood to.
Yeah. We I don't think we win this year. That's how bad we are. We just will find ways to lose. And it is, but look, let's get right into tonight. Because tonight, I mean, I love a play in this game tonight. You guys are going to analyze it and break this down for the people. Now, the people, you guys listen, you got to go to WHOP.com. Just join the Degenerate Gamblers. You get to see us on a Discord, making bets all week long. You got to do it now because there's 48 days of football in a row. The next 48 days, there's a game every day.
Every day.
Yeah, if you look at the past
before Thanksgiving.
When you look at the past 30 years of my life, these are the weeks, these are the 2 months that I usually get divorced or separated or kicked out. But tonight we got the Eagles visiting the Meadowlands in that beautiful field. The Eagles come in minus 7.5. I don't need to tell Steve who owns who in this series because it's been pretty brutal. But the Eagles are minus 7.5. What are you? Who are you? Are you betting your home team, Steve?
Fuck them. They're like the Jets.
They are.
It's right.
Oh.
Yeah, the Giants.
They are.
I can't. Listen. They don't. They have an undrafted free agent as their number 3 wide receiver in that Collins kid this week. They're in trouble in deep shit.
Dude, here's how bad it is, guys. I woke up this morning at 6:30 in the morning, one eye open, and first thing I always do, I think about life, I think about mistakes, then I go right to my FanDuel account. And I opened up my FanDuel account, and I said, wow, the Eagles are minus 7.5. At 6:30 in the morning, I said, before I even wake up and think about life, I know what I'm betting here. And I went to bet the Eagles, and I brought the line down to 6.5. And FanDuel had a 30% boost. So I got the Eagles minus 6.5 at minus 108.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Quick Hundy. And I also got Barkley anytime touchdown score for the jackpot entry, which I don't even really know what the hell that is. But
is he laboring? Mo?
Oh, Barkley. Oh, I mean, I think they're just making a conscious decision not to overuse him. Because AJ Dillon in that game, he got some carries in the middle of the game where I was a little surprised that, they just weren't feeding Saquon. He might be, but he's not on the injury reports. And I just think they're probably taking it easy with him, given how many carries he had last year. And, their offensive line is a little bit different than it was last year. In this game, I would say the one significant player not playing was Landon Dickinson, right? He's not playing. the guy that replaced him in the middle or early part of the game of the Eagles Sunday versus the Broncos was Brett Toth. He played well.
So, man, who do you like in this game? Who do you like? Do you like a side? Do you like over-under? Do you like a prop?
I mean, on this game, it's just straight up. I like the Eagles. This is a tough matchup for the Giants. I mean, anybody that's a Giants fan knows that the Giants had 5 straight possessions, 5 straight turnovers. The last team to do that was 9 years ago.
Okay, here we are. I'm all alone. I just feel so alone. These guys are coming back, but I bet the Eagles tonight. How do you not bet the Eagles against the Giants? That's it's one of those miracle things. For the Giants to stay close, I don't know. For the Giants to stay close, you're going to need every luck. It's just got to be an amazing amount of luck. If they do.
Howie, they're in deep shit. I mean, they turned the ball over 5 times against the fucking Saints.
They're in deep shit.
Okay, the Saints. They were back to the Aints before last week, and then the Giants put them back on the winning trail here. I don't know. The Giants are in deep shit. I like Jackson Dart. I love Cam Scadable's energy, but he doesn't have anybody to throw the damn ball to.
No.
Jalen Hyatt couldn't catch. I couldn't catch a cold. I'll keep it PG on that one.
So we're all on the Eagles. That's what we are.
Yeah. I mean, I like the Eagles a lot in this game. I don't know how the Giants are going to be able to keep scoring. They have nobody to throw the ball to.
Nobody.
And you saw it in the Saints game. What basically happened after the first couple possessions is they just took the tight end away. And that was the end of that.
Right.
So we're all on that. Real quick, anybody, if you ever drink, why not organic? Don't try to drink it without gin, because I'm drinking pure grass right now with a hint of cow shit. This is the worst thing I've ever tasted. And I really should have put maybe a shot and a half, 2 shots of gin in here. And maybe that would have been okay. This is brutal.
That's just true.
Speaking of bad, let's go to this Sunday, 9:30 a.m. overseas. You have the Denver Broncos playing one of the finest teams in the world, the New York Jets, who I put out a video on, how bad Justin Fields was. And I said, he's bad, but he's not going to go down as the dumbest quarterback of all time. That would be Mark Sanchez. That video I put out's got like almost 4,000 views, man. People understand when I say how dumb a quarterback's got to be at 4 a.m. Like, I've been drunk. Steve's been drunk.
Howie, it was only 12:30 at night. That's even worse. 4 o'clock in the morning. You could have said maybe he had a full day of drinking.
Give it in New York City.
Night.
I've been blind between the hours of 8 and 1 in the morning.
But this just happened in Indianapolis?
Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Which, my thing is this.
Did you hear what he was doing?
I mean, what's there to do in Indianapolis? Yeah.
No, he was doing sprints in the alleyway, and the guy parked his truck there to go pick up recycled oil, because that's what he does. He wouldn't move his truck for Sanchez so he can continue his wind sprints, and Sanchez jumped in his vehicle and attacked the fucking guy.
Oh,
yeah.
Over wind sprints.
Look, Mark,
he was.
You weren't fast when you played with the Jets. All you did with the Jets was eat ass on Thanksgiving Day in front of like 100 million people. Mark Sanchez was the first NFL quarterback that attempted to publicly eat another man's ass, and we all saw it.
Oh, we saw
work out well for
it.
He went gobble gobble, munch munch. Here you go, New England, and New England beat us by like 30, 35.
So you think he was trying to break the wishbone? Is that what he was?
It was terrible.
I think the crazy thing is Mark Sanchez brought them to 2 AFC championship games. That's the crazy thing.
Well, you say he brought them. He handed the ball off quite a bit.
He did.
We ran the ball out, had a good D.
Curtis Martin.
I mean, in a Hall of Fame running.
But so we get the Jets +7 playing. Where are they, in Ireland or England? England, like it matters.
London.
We probably would have been better off in Ireland. At least the Jets are green. IOC, the Jets are +7 here. there's not a human on earth. You could, Jesus and Muhammad could come in right now and say, listen, we have some inside information on the Jets, and they're going to cover the 7. And I would say, get the fuck out of my house right now. You know what? Get out, because I'd be like, Jesus, you're not one to lie, but you're lying today. Because you can't bet the Jets.
You'd have to be quite brave to take the Jets. 7 points. Look.
With that being said, they'll probably cover.
Look, but look at the NFL. Like the difference between teams is not that big. Even the bad teams by record, and the Jets have the worst record. But usually these games, there's like one overwhelming disadvantage, and I don't know how the Jets are going to deal with the Broncos pass rush. That defensive line is going to be able to get to Justin Fields.
He's going to run
without.
He's going to get hurt
without blitzing. And I mean, the Cowboys were able to get to Justin Fields, and they don't have the guys on the defensive line that rush the same way the Broncos do.
Yeah, that's a game, guys. Look, I don't care what you do. Jets aren't winning that game. They're not. Could it happen? Yes. Could we get hit by an asteroid this afternoon? Yes. It's possible. Could I end up hooking up with like a supermodel and having 3 hours of sex? No chance. Not 3 minutes. But
not today, at least.
No, not today, not ever. So that's it for that game. I don't even like to look at that game. It's disgusting.
Here's one I got. What about Justin Fields has not thrown an interception yet this year? This might be a game where he does throw his first INT and get it.
How about that stat? He hasn't thrown an interception this year, and they haven't come close to winning a game.
Yeah, think this might be the game. I might.
That's not in. Look, the Broncos. That pass rush is gonna.
I like that, Steve.
That pass rush will speed up Justin Fields. I mean, I like the props for the Broncos to get sacked.
What's the prop on that? What is that? Plus
on
minus 119 to throw a pick.
I'm betting it.
That's on DraftKings.
Okay, I'm betting that interception. Right?
Yeah, I'll have to take a look on the sacks, but I could see Benito getting a sack in this game.
That excites me.
They're gonna have trouble with this defensive line. They really are.
Any other 1 o'clock games that pop out of you, Steve? Before we get to Mayhew.
To me, I don't. These games are ugly. Carolina, Dallas game kind of sticks out to me. Again, but who is Dallas really beaten?
Yeah, I'm glad you picked that game because that's the only other 1 o'clock game that I'm betting. I love Carolina here because our boy Bryce, he's 9-5 against the spread at 3.5 points or less.
Okay.
9-5.
2-0 at home this year.
Bryce Young.
Yeah, and it
covers.
I looked at that game a little deeper as well, just from all the matchup matrices that I've got. I like Carolina as well. They where they have a clear advantage, it's their offensive line. And I know Robert Hunt went down, and we were talking about it a couple weeks ago, but the guys that have stepped up and replaced the guys on the offensive line have played really well. Rico Dowdle has led 200 yards rushing, right? So they obviously can block. And the Cowboys against the run, I think they're going to have trouble.
I'm with you.
And
that's a game I like. I like the Panthers in Charlotte.
In back-to-back home games, there's a lot of things like I like there. I think Galen Coker might play as well. Who's a wide receiver that hasn't played this year. He could easily be their number 2 wide receiver.
And what's your other 1 o'clock game you like, Mayhew?
So the other one I like a lot is the New England Patriots versus the New Orleans Saints. I know I have beat up on the Saints a lot. But again, in these games, you're looking for at least one distinct advantage. And the Patriots do one thing very well. You pass block really well. And the Saints do something really bad, which is they cannot rush the pass. Their linebackers do well. Their defensive line doesn't do well. We do a few other things in defense well because they've got vets. They've got Demario Davis. They've got Cameron Jordan. So they do stuff to run a good amount. But if Drake May gets on, I think this is going to be trouble for the Saints.
Tough to disagree with you on that.
3.5 points. It seems like that spread where before it came out, I thought that would be 5.5 points. I thought the Patriots would be favored by 5.5, not just 3.5. I mean, granted, the Saints win. The Giants front seven is pretty good, and honestly, Rattler hasn't played bad. He's only thrown one pick this year, but Patriots are going to give Drake May time. If he has time, I think the Patriots are going to put up points, and they're going to win that game. And
3.5 points. Again, I will buy a point. I'll take it to the Patriots -2.5, -156.
I'll buy a point, too, just to be careful, just in case there's some freak plays that happen. But I like the Patriots a lot.
I agree.
I'm with you. I don't think
other
the Patriots are going to turn the ball over 5 times.
No, and the Giants were still in that game after the third turnover. It wasn't until really Scatterboo's turnover where they turned it into points, and even then, they were still in it.
Mm-hmm.
Other game that intrigues me and scares the shit out of me because the Jaguars coming off that big W, they're -1.5, -102 at home against the Seahawks Sunday at 1:00. Vegas is telling you that the Seahawks have a very legit chance to win this game. That's what they're telling us. They're telling us that, wouldn't be surprised me if the Seahawks come in and beat the piss out of their Jaguars because this line you would think would be higher.
Mm-hmm.
It's 1.5 still.
1.5, -102, which is nothing. The money line is -112.
Yeah, so
if you think the Jaguars are going to win, you're getting a value.
You definitely get a value. I think there's 2 guys on the Seahawks, Julian Love and their cornerback Witherspoon. You got to see if they're playing. They didn't play against Tampa, and you saw they got lit up.
Yeah.
They just that went back and forth. They hung in there for a half, and then the defenses on both defenses just couldn't stop the other one. So if those guys aren't playing, I would lean towards the Jags. If they're playing, I don't know. I mean, Seattle, those guys when they're there on that defense, it's a different defense because they can hold the coverage. When they don't have those,
they're probably going to play. I mean, Vegas is telling us they're probably going to play.
Because otherwise, it's like if this is one you got to see who's playing. If Trayvon Walker's playing too, that's a huge difference. It's a huge difference. Jaguars pass rush is infinitely better when Trayvon Walker plays. And if you speed up Sam Darnold, he has trouble.
So that's it for 1:00, people. We have some good plays at 1:00. We're not going to talk about them.
Yeah, there's another one I really like.
Yeah, there's a couple games on here that we will be writing up in the Discord. We will be making money on. You got to go to WHOP.com. Go to Whop.com. Join the Degenerate Gamblers. Go to @HowWeDo on YouTube. Join the Degenerate Gamblers. $24.99 premium. And you get all 3 of our plays. You get to talk to us on the Discord. We're live during games. We're making moves in-game. We're hedging all the time. I already gave you a college hedge that I'm doing tomorrow night with Rutgers. Taking Rutgers plus 10.5, hoping they score first. Go up a little bit. Then I'm going to nail the piss out of Washington. That's what we do on here. 4:00. What do you like, Steve?
There's one game that stands right out. I think it'll probably be on everybody's radar as the San Fran-Tampa game. I mean, how is San Fran continuing to get it done with all these injuries that they've accumulated over the first 5 weeks?
And this backup quarterback looks injured. He looks all beat up.
Oh, I can't even believe he finished that game. They must have shot him up with some horse tranquilizer.
Yeah.
And then Baker Mayfield, the guy just is like a cardiac kid. He just doesn't want to lose.
That kid's a beast. You got to give him credit. He's an absolute beast. He just finds a way.
He's playing better this year than he did last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. We have to talk about
also Liam.
So you like the Bucks there, Steve?
At home, minus 3.5. Is Mike Evans? What's his status?
I think he's still very questionable if he's going to play.
Yeah,
I don't know,
but they seem to still get it done without him. So I don't. To me, they went on the road. They came back and beat Seattle. Played the Eagles tough at home. I like Tampa Bay, and I probably wouldn't even buy the point. Maybe just take the 3.5.
Yeah, you can get it at -3, minus 105 on FanDuel. So you get it down to -2.5. Take a -2.5, it's probably minus 120, 130. What's interesting, the Titans Raiders were -6.5, I think yesterday or the day before. Now it's down to -4.5.
Oh,
so Vegas is telling you 4.5. Yeah, it's down to 4.5.
Wow.
Vegas is telling us that Tennessee's this could be a close game.
So I had this one circled when Titans were plus 5.5. I think that's a lot of points for the Raiders to cover, who haven't really played well in a while. I mean, Dino Smith just doesn't look good. I mean, he hasn't had a good game this year, even the ones that they've been in and won. Titans offensive line is really good. It's a really good offensive line, and the only player that the Raiders have on that defensive line that can do anything is Max Crosby. That's really it.
Okay. I mean, yeah, that's it. That if you're gonna bet, I probably would lean Tennessee as a dog. By field goal.
They just came back from that crazy game against the Cardinals. The other thing to note is, Ty Spears, that was his first game of the season against the Cardinals. So now they're going to have Pollard and Spears. I think that's going to help. This offensive line can run block, and having both of them, if they can get one of those guys going against the Raiders, 4.5, 5.5 points seems doable.
Well, I agree 100%. Now before we go to the 8 o'clock, we got to talk quickly. How about the Bengals are going to Green Bay plus 14.5, and the Bengals quarterback basically played last week with Cleveland, got into a car, and they said on his way to Cincinnati driving, he's going over the new offense with the old coordinator, because Joe Flacco, he started over 200 games in the NFL. He is starting Sunday with the Cincinnati Bengals plus 14.5. Let me tell you something. You got to think about this. He's got some good receivers to throw to. And Joe Flacco's been there. He knows how to play, man. He knows how to win. So 14.5, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I mean, look, 14.5 points seems. I don't know I don't think we've had a 14.5 point spread this year.
Oh,
and is this team that bad? They're not good.
No, they're not good. But here's the thing:
like,
if Cincinnati goes up 3-0, or even 7-0.
Dude, if they just keep it 7-3 for a while.
If they keep it 7-3, that line's going to go Packers minus 8.5. And what do? You turn around, you load the Packers.
Yeah. And
you got a chance to middle this thing if Cleveland score first.
What you hope for in this game is you take the Bengals and the Packers muff a punt inside the 20, and they somehow get some cheap points, something like that could happen. I have no belief that the Bengals are going to win that game or even stay in it for that long. And they might, but the thing is, they might be down 20 and they get a garbage 7 points and they cry.
Backdoor.
You essentially have to be up 28 points, 27 points to feel safe that you're going to cover this spread, because that game ended up being the whatever it was. I mean, the Bengals put up points in garbage time. They didn't just stop, so with Joe Flacco, I think they're going to do a little bit better. I mean, a little bit better.
I agree. So we get into Sunday night, 8:00, Lions Chiefs. You got this friggin' game. Chiefs at home -2.5. I got a feeling I know where you guys are going, but what do you got, Steve?
To me, the way the Lions have been playing lately, I know they scored 34 points against that Cleveland defense that we thought was top 5 in the league. I'm not sold on the Chiefs.
No.
You lose to Jacksonville. You beat a banged up Ravens team, and you kept the Giants in the game well into the fourth quarter. I think I'm going to be all over the Lions come Sunday night.
Yeah. I don't think Travis Kelce Schlong's going to be able to help him in this one, man. You imagine if your girlfriend wrote a song and sang it about your endowment, I would be like, honey, thank you so much. And then with my values and ethics, I would be like spreading that schlong across every forehead from the east to the west coast. Every porn star that would have me, I would be like, the Chiefs got some weird shit going on this year with their dynamics. They're not focused like they used to be. It's just a different team.
Well, I mean, all those penalties in that game were just, it sunk them, for sure. They were bad penalties, and the refs gave them a couple calls too on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the Lions are going to have the ability to run against the Chiefs. And if the Lions can run the play action off, it's very difficult to beat this team. I would check to make sure Taylor Decker is playing on the offensive line because he didn't play in the last game. If he's playing, hard not to load up on the Lions. Now, remember last year, week 1, Lions played I believe they played the Chiefs, or was it the year before the Lions played the Chiefs? They played them at home. It was a super close game, and that was it. That was actually 2 seasons ago because it was the Ravens that played the Chiefs week 1 last year. They played them really, really tough, and there's just a lot of that team is still intact. So Goff has played in Arrowhead, who gets the noise. I don't think any of these factors that can affect the visiting team that goes and plays in Kansas City is going to affect the Lions. I mean, if we're up units going into the 8 p.m. game, which we generally are, I'm going to load up, and I'm not going to. Maybe I would buy the point.
Okay.
3.5.
Yeah, take the Lions. So we go into Monday night, and of course, look, hey, I had that Monday night dog. What was it, last week? The Falcons are a 4.5 Monday night dog, 7:00 against the Buffalo Bills. I'm all over the Falcons at home. I just bet the Monday night dog. It's what I do. Over under 49.5. I don't know how much they're going to light it up. I don't love the Bills' defense. I think the Falcons can score on it, control the ball a little bit. This could be a good game.
Oh, I agree. I think the Falcons are coming off a bye, and they're at home. Yeah, I mean, I think the Bills are going to want to bounce back from that loss. I like the over in this game. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored in this game. So the Bills are going to have a lot of trouble with the run, and I think Robinson's the best running back in the league.
Yeah, it's tough to argue that. He's a beast. I mean, so you got any lean on that game, Steve?
No, I'm going to stay away from it. I think Atlanta might be tough at home, like you said, and the Bills coming off Monday night. I'm staying away.
What about the final game? We got the Bears at Washington. Washington's a home, -4.5 favorite, over under 49.5.
I like Washington a lot in this game. A lot. I mean, maybe you bring it down to -2.5, -3. But I think Jaden Daniel against the Chargers, they were down 10-0, and that was it. They just kept scoring, and they couldn't stop them. And McLaurin hasn't even played in the last few games, so they're probably going to get him back. And Roski Merritt looked like the real deal. I mean, he looks like a really good running back. Debo's playing well. And that front three for Washington, especially Darren Payne, they're really good. They're active. They're playing well. I mean, they were down 10-0 on the road against the Chargers, who were well coached, and they just stopped the Chargers and came back and just dominated that game.
I hear you. I mean, I'm with you. I'm going with what you say on this. I'll take Washington at home, -4.5. What do you think?
I'm looking at that over-under, Mehul. I'm not sure where your lean is, but I'm kind of leaning over in this game. I think Ben Johnson is going to try to turn it up against this Washington defense, and then Washington can score points, especially getting their weapons back. So maybe you move it to like 47.5. And
I mean, the one weakness that Washington really has on defense is their coverage. And the Bears can't really run the ball well anyway, and they're loaded at the receiver position. Right? He's got at least 3 receivers he can throw to that are high quality targets, but he's got the tight ends, he's got the running backs. I could see a lot of points on the board here.
I'll tell you what, you can take Washington -2.5 over 44.5 for +127. That's pretty solid. I like that.
Yeah,
that's what I'm doing.
I mean, I don't see Washington scoring less than 24, 28 points. I think they're going to be able to move the ball against the Bears. At home, like hard to not see them scoring nearly 30 points against this defense. That's just not that good. I mean, the defense played the Raiders. They gave up, 24 points. They played, so they kind of held it together against the Cowboys, but this is not a good defense.
So, look, man, that's the analysis. That's what we have. We had a hell of a weekend last weekend. College football, 5 weeks in a row, we made money. We're crushing the NFL. We got Major League Baseball. I'll be doing a live quick horse racing deal tomorrow because we got Keeneland, bunch of tracks. Guys, join.
Those Cubs coming up.
Yeah. We got hockey. We got NBA. We got college hoops. We starting tournaments in about 3 weeks. Guys, go to Whop.com. Join the Degenerate Gamblers. Go to How We Do on YouTube. Join, follow. Join the Degenerate Gamblers. It's $24.99 a month, man. You can't beat it. And we've been crushing, and we're going to bank. We're making some money this weekend. All right, fellas.